All right, what is up, guys? Coming from the KO podcast. Today, we are talking about NBA trade deadline targets for the 2020-2021 NBA season right after this. Once again, my name is Kevin Barra from the KO podcast. Remember to like and subscribe to our channel and follow us for more content like this. Remember as well, follow all our social medias, which include Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, join our Discord server, and join our Twitch. All right, let's get with our first player, which is Blake Griffin of the Detroit Pistons. You already saw the Derrick Rose trade, which I will be talking about that as well in probably one of my next videos. But let's look at his stats right now. He is putting up 12 points per game, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists a game. Those are not horrible stats, but not good either. They're not good. He could be a lot better than what he's showing there. I do really like Blake Griffin. The teams that I put are the Warriors, the Blazers, and the Clippers. Now, out of these, I think the team that will really take him is either the Warriors or the Blazers, just because they have more pieces to give. Now, the Clippers do as well, but I don't think they have enough young assets to give them. I mean, you have Luke Kennard, but I don't think you're going to give up Luke Kennard to the Detroit Pistons because back to the Pistons, and the Pistons traded him for a reason. They don't want him back. All right, next player is Kevin Love. Kevin Love has been probably one of the bigger names in the past couple of years. I see him either going to the Heat, the Blazers, or the Bucks. Now, all those teams need power forwards right now. I think the team that could really take him is the Blazers in this case. I'd put the Bucks at second and the Heat at last. I have no idea what the Miami Heat want to do, if I'm being honest with you. And I've been hearing Kyle Lowry. I've been hearing all the names, man. Victor Oladipo, and you'll see Miami's very much involved in this video, very involved. But when you look at it, I do like the Bucks. I like the fit for the Bucks because he'll bring a 3-point game. You could probably trade Brook Lopez. You don't really need a center team, even though the centers are a huge position now. The Bucks could also go out there and try to get JaVale McGee in a trade. So yeah, and I'm just starting to think of names that I forgot to put on this list. That I'll talk about my honorable mentions. Next player is LaMarcus Aldridge. The only real team I could see him going to is the Miami Heat. That's the only team I've been hearing. Now, if you really want to say an honorable mention, let's say the Milwaukee Bucks. But I really think the only team that will want LaMarcus Aldridge right now are the Miami Heat. I don't see another team. He would fit perfectly with the Heat. He would go out there, play that power forward or center position with Bam, and that team is very much improved. All right, next player is Victor Oladipo. Oladipo has been traded already, but he can be traded once again. These are the teams that I've been hearing about or that should go after him, and I did include the Milwaukee Bucks there. So I think the order, it just shows itself that of teams that have the chance to grab him, I have the Heat first, Knicks second, Bucks there. Now, I just noticed the order there, but in real life, when I was making the list, I never had the intentions of putting a specific order of biggest chances to worst chances. But now when you look at those lists, the way I put it, it does have the from best chances to worst chances. But Victor Oladipo is a great player. He will help the Miami Heat perfectly. He will fit in there. You could have probably shifting Duncan Robinson to the bench, but you would have a starting five of Dragic. Let's say Dragic, Oladipo, Butler. You probably have to put Kelly Olynyk no. In this case, Kelly Olynyk would get traded. Now, I do have a trade that had bringing PJ Tucker, which is going to be one of my honorable mentions, to the Houston Rockets. Of the Houston Rockets going to the Miami Heat, so that would probably put PJ Tucker there, and then at center you have Bam. That team easily is a top 5 team in the East. Nothing else. You can't see anything about that. When you look at it for the Knicks just want to get better. They want to at least get a bottom seed there in the playoffs, at least from 8 to 6, 6 to 8. That's probably the range they're in now. If you really want to surprise people, New York get the 5th or 4th seed, but they're playing pretty good. As right now, they're playing the Miami Heat. But yeah, I do like Oladipo on the Knicks. Would bring him a star player along with Julius Randle and Derrick Rose, who they just traded for. And if you really want to compete right now, you do Derrick Rose, Oladipo, Barrett, Randall, and Robinson. That team's good. That's a playoff caliber team, not championship team, playoff caliber. Our next, and for the Bucks, when you look at the Bucks situation, I mean, what can you give them? Probably Chris Middleton, maybe, or a Brook Lopez. That one's the least likely, but it's a good fit for him. That's why I put him. Now, next player is Zach LaVine, and I could have put the Heat, but I haven't heard a single report about the Heat being interested in Zach LaVine. So I have the Pacers at first. The Pacers are simply just a team that I think would be perfect fit for him. The style that they run, the team that they have, he fits them. Then we have the New York Knicks. The Knicks have always been monitoring the Zach LaVine situation. Again, to put them in the playoff conversation. And finally, the Bucks. The Bucks, just a team that needs another star to not keep Giannis, but keep Giannis happy. And I think bringing Drew Holiday was enough to make Giannis happy. So make him even happier and bring in a guy like Zach LaVine. You could even trade away Drew Holiday if he's not playing to what you want, honestly. And then we have Kyle Lowry is another trade. Kyle Lowry, who's another trade target. His stats say he's playing really good this season. Now, I think this is a good representation of the teams that could really use Kyle Lowry. You have the Miami Heat at first. The report came out. They've had a long interest in him. Then you have the Clippers. The Clippers do need a point guard. He would be a really good fit. They've been saying they're open to trading away Lou Will and Patrick Beverly. And then finally you have the Dallas Mavericks, just another team that could use a starting point guard. And they do have chips to trade. That's the thing. They have pieces, as well as the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat have pieces to trade. The Mavericks as well. And that's probably the reason why I have Lowry in this trade conversation. And just mainly because he's on the expiring deal. So he could easily get traded there. Next player is Andre Drummond. He's been probably the biggest name in this whole scenario. Now, I put the Raptors, the Nets, and the Grizzlies. I did hear the Celtics, but it just doesn't make sense for the Celtics to make a trade for him or even have a buyout situation with him. It just doesn't make sense. I put the Grizzlies. I like Jonas Valanciunas, but I think it would be a really good fit there for the Grizzlies and help them with the rebounding. The Nets, they're going to make some kind of a trade to acquire this man. And then you have the Raptors. The Raptors were interested in him. Supposedly Pascal Siakam would be involved in this kind of a trade. I don't see that happening. Andre Drummond, when he got traded to Cleveland, he was so undervalued that I could see that going even lower, maybe just a tad bit higher. And then our final name, but before our final name, we'll say it now, but I wanted to mention like an honorable mention, which is PJ Tucker. If I had to choose 3 trade destinations for PJ Tucker, it would be the Miami Heat, the Minnesota Timberwolves, and you would probably, that last team would be very difficult to think about. I think it could be the Lakers, maybe. Lakers can make some kind of a push for him. The Mavericks wouldn't be shabby for him. It depends what teams want to really go all in for this guy. He wouldn't be bad in New York. The Pacers, I like that fit. The Bucks, another fit. Yeah, I mean, PJ Tucker's a guy who's going to be very hot in the trade market and he could be moved along with Victor Oladipo, and both of them could actually be moved. I don't know. Now our final player is Kelly Oubre Jr. I've been hearing rumors about this guy. I'll see the Pacers, the Mavs, and the Bucks. The Pacers because he could be a really good fit, even though they do have Karis LeVert. LeVert could play the shooting guard spot, and he could play small forward. Then you have the Mavericks. The Mavericks, just a team that could really use him, even though they have Josh Richardson. Once again, Richardson could play different positions. He does not only play small forward; he could play shooting guard, and then you put Oubre at the small forward. And then you have the Bucks. The Bucks just a team that I think wants to be active. The Bucks are 5 times on this list. The Miami Heat are 4 times on this list. So you pretty much have some kind of a sense who are the teams that I have being active this trade deadline. And this is going to be a crazy deadline, guys. I expect some moves to go down. Would I be surprised if Bradley Beal gets traded? Not really. I mean, yeah, I actually would because he did commit to Washington. But, yeah, Bradley Beal could be a player that gets traded. I'm thinking about guys. DeRozan, Aldridge. DeRozan is another honorable mention, man. He could go to Miami, maybe Orlando. Would be a pretty good fit in New York. New York was always interested. He's on an expiring contract, so it makes sense. Dragic is another guy. Goran Dragic is another trade market guy who the Heat. I don't think the Heat are going to be willing to trade him because they did give him a trade clause. Let's remember that. So, yeah. Remember that we will be live with Octavio Sequeira next week. Friday next week. I thought it was this week. I messed up the dates. But it is the 19th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I will be live with Octavio Sequeira, dropping 2 more videos, probably an NFL video and probably another NFL video. And those will be probably the last ones unless some free agent news happens. which that's when we'll make NFL videos and more mock draft content. So remember to drop a like on this video. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel. Follow us on all the social medias, which will be linked below. I want to grow our Discord server, guys. Please, please, please. It is free. Absolutely free. Get out these free. You could join that for free, and you could chat sports, talk about whatever you want. Literally whatever you want. So once again, thank you guys for watching, and peace out.